What's up, guys? This is the Samsung Z Fold 5, and we're doing the screen replacement. The folded screen is broken, and the front screen does work, but we'll see if it breaks while we do the repair. We're also going to replace the back glass, and it won't be the same color that he brought when he brought it in. So we'll first heat up the back glass for 10 minutes on our heating pad. We'll take a look at our parts here. We got the front screen in case it breaks from Mobile Centrics, and it is the OEM version. And then we got the folding screen, and we got the back glass. Not in the color he had, but it is what it is. That's all they had. So we'll grab a metal pry tool, a nice thin one, and then we'll work our way around where it's not cracked so bad, and stick our metal pry tool in between the glass and the frame, and you kind of got to shake it in a motion to get your tool underneath. Then you'll grab a plastic guitar pick and stick it underneath and start rotating around. I came back with a heat gun because it started cracking all over the place. It must have cooled down in the time period I was trying to pry it off, or I just didn't heat it up long enough. I'm not quite sure, but this is my first time taking this phone apart, so I wasn't quite sure what it's in for yet. And so we're going to heat it up with the heat gun and then just pry off the back because we're savages. No, it's just that we have it already. It's already broken, so it is what it is. Pull it off. Make sure to clean our desk off from all the glass so we can lay it down on that nice front screen that's working. Remove all these PH000 screws. You're going to just need to remove all of them, and none of the screw sizes matter, so you can just unscrew them wherever you would like them, leave them where that you want. Before we get too far in the video, I want to introduce you to this video sponsor. Here we have Cell Helmet's Bar Audio, the Mini Mag, and it connects onto your MagSafe, and it's a speaker, and it is quite amazing. You can set it up in many ways. Back to the repair. All right, so we're gonna disconnect the wireless charging pad. It is not connected to anything special. There isn't any hidden screws underneath it, and we'll just peel it back enough to just get to the battery connection. There is one other connector you're going to have to disconnect before you disconnect the battery, and that is underneath the wireless charging pad. There's like a blue cable. When you pull up the bracket, you'll get to the battery connection and disconnect it right here in the red. And then we should be able to remove everything safely, or remove this wireless charging pad out of the way. It's just held down by some adhesive, and we'll just keep moving on with the repair. You got to remove these PH000 screws from the bottom. Like and subscribe if you really enjoy my video so far. Just stay tuned to see me fix it. Once you got the screws removed, there's a little arrow there. Push it, and then you'll get the bracket out. It reveals the charge port. We're going to take out the new screen, check it out, and see what parts we're going to have to transfer over. Sometimes you have to transfer small parts like vibrating motors, 5G antennas. I got my part from mobilecentrics.com. They packaged it very well. I'm very impressed with the packaging. And we're just going to unpackage it so we can get this thing all ready for repair. So we'll start transferring over the parts. We'll start with the 5G antenna and the vibrating motor, use some alcohol to loosen up the adhesive, and we'll put some liquid adhesive down to hold down the parts when we put them back in. We'll use our PH000 screwdriver and screw down the screws holding down the charge port. Now it's time to put in the main board. This board is the board that stores all the data. We'll move over this 5G antenna. It looks like it might not sit right because of the housing that they made for this screen. I mean, it just didn't seem to fit. Maybe it was like originally an international phone at some point, and that's why I didn't have the antenna spot. So we'll take off the bracket and put some liquid adhesive down, and then it will hold down nice and snug, and we'll clamp it so then it doesn't come loose while we're working on it. And just start connecting all the connectors. I'll use some liquid adhesive with the pull tab battery. So if we have to come back to repair, we are able to remove the battery easily. Let's just connect everything up. If you're having a real hard time doing this, or you're already too scared to even try because it's so many steps, anyways, you can mail in your repair to me. email me, mark@wortherrepairs.com, and we can set that all up. We're going to heat up the front screen now. It's a little bit dirty here, so I'm going to clean it off, but we will put it on the heating pad for another good 10 minutes and then heat it up nice and evenly. And we might need to use a heat gun just like we did before. And we don't want to break it, so we'll get an ultra thin pry tool and pry this thing off. And just like I was saying earlier, this was my first time taking this apart, and it was a nightmare getting this screen off. I didn't crack it or anything, but it ended up breaking at the end of the repair. So I did heat it up some more, and the prying spot is right on the top where the ear speaker is. That's where you can get your pry tool in, but this thing is so hard to get off, like you're gonna probably break the screen, so I recommend making sure you order the secondary screen just because of that. As you can see, I'm struggling very hard to get this screen off. The sweet spot is right here on the top where the ear speaker is, and you get the tool underneath the screen and then make a spot for your plastic guitar pick. And I'm going to lift it up a little bit. And I think that's actually how I broke it, is I lifted up too soon on the screen. So you'll work your way around the edges with the plastic guitar pick, then disconnect the screen. There's a little plastic bracket you got to pop off, just so you know. And then grab your PH000 screwdriver and unscrew all the screws holding down this bracket. And then you can disconnect the battery and you'll disconnect everything else. And then we'll continue on removing all the brackets and get this little ribbon cable removed. Then we'll take out the board. But we forgot one thing, the SIM card tray. After we put a battery down and all the connections, we can put the brackets on and screw it all back together. I want to let you know I sped up the repair. The repair took me about an hour, 30 minutes to do the whole thing, and I sped up the video to make it worth the watch because it is a long repair. Anyways, please like and subscribe and enjoy the music, and thank you for watching if you made it this far.